Parents, what's something your child did that made you extremely proud? My daughter Maya was 17 when everything went wrong. Her little brother Nico was 8 and autistic. I worked nights cleaning offices downtown, barely speaking English, and their dad had been gone for years. Maya basically raised Nico while I worked double shifts just to keep us afloat. When the school shut down Nico's special education program, they said it was budget cuts. But really, they just didn't want to deal with him anymore. They bounced him between regular classrooms where he'd have meltdowns every day. Kids would stare. Teachers would get frustrated. Nico stopped talking completely. The school called me in for a meeting. They said Nico needed to go to a private behavioral center that cost $40,000 a year. More money than I made in 2 years. They acted like it was his only option, like he was broken beyond repair. I came home crying that night. Maya found me at the kitchen table with all the paperwork spread out, trying to figure out how to pay for something impossible. She just sat down next to me and said she'd handle it. I thought she meant she'd help me fill out forms or something, but Maya disappeared into her room for weeks. She'd come home from school and lock her door, staying up until 3 a.m. every night. I could hear her on phone calls, but she spoke perfect English, so I couldn't understand what she was saying. 3 weeks later, Maya walked into the kitchen with a stack of papers and told me the school district was going to provide Nico with a proper placement, for free, at a public school 2 towns over with sensory classrooms and speech therapy. I didn't believe her. But the next morning, a special bus pulled up at 6:30 a.m. Maya walked Nico to it in her pajamas, brushing his hair while he held her hand. The driver knew his name. He had his own aide sitting next to him. For months, I thought it was some miracle. Maybe the school felt sorry for us. But Maya's friend Emma came over one day and started laughing about how Maya had pretended to be me on all these phone calls with lawyers and district officials. How she'd learned all this legal stuff about something called IEP rights and due process. She'd filed a formal complaint against the school district, in perfect English, with legal terms I'd never heard of. She'd threatened to sue them for discrimination. She'd recorded phone calls where they admitted they just didn't want to deal with special needs kids. Maya was 17 years old and she'd taken on the entire school system, by herself, for her little brother. The best part was watching Nico change. He started talking again after 2 months in the new program. He stopped hitting himself when he got frustrated. His teacher said he was actually really smart, just needed the right support. When Maya graduated high school, she got a full scholarship to college. I found out later she'd written her essay about advocating for Nico. The admissions lady called her an exceptional young woman with real-world leadership experience. Maya never bragged about what she did, even when Nico's therapist called her a miracle advocate at our next meeting. Even when other parents asked how we got such good services, she just shrugged and said he deserved a shot like everyone else.